You've tuned in to the Top 10 Gardener with garden expert Ken Lain. Join him daily as he answers timely garden questions that are sure to make a difference in your gardens. Now welcome your host, Ken Lain.
So the rains have everything growing faster. The warmth, the heat of the day. So we had some heat stress back in June, July. It was hot. It was 100 degrees for a couple of weeks, and things stopped blooming. They got little brown tips. They were struggling. Then it cooled down and the rains came and they have just started exploding with new growth. And so a lot of that was just heat stress. You would have been heat stressed too, no matter how much water you had. You just would have been hot. And plants are the same way. And so now you go outside with a nice Gatorade or just a nice glass of tea and you're going, this is pretty nice. I like it. And your plants are doing the same thing. One thing that also grows this time of year are the bugs are doing the same thing. They're growing like crazy. So I'm noticing that someone just sent in tomato worm to me. So you're seeing a moth out in the garden that looks like a hummingbird. At first you go, oh, there's a hummingbird. And you're going, wait a minute. That's kind of not as pretty as a hummingbird. Oh, it's got a real long proboscis. It's got a real long, not a beak, but a real long probe that goes down. It's a pollinator. But she lays her eggs on your tomatoes and peppers, and they come out as tomato worms, these great, big, long 4 to 5 inch green caterpillars. So the adult of that caterpillar is the sphinx moth or hummingbird moth, but she lays eggs. So we started to see those come out about 2 weeks ago. They're now active in the gardens. They're attracted to your plants, your flowers, and she is laying eggs. And so you haven't had tomato worms. You thought, oh, I got out of it this year. No, they were just delayed. So this year seems to be about 3 weeks late. Everything is blooming later. The bugs are later. The weeds are later. Everything's about 3 weeks delayed this year. And so the tomato worms or that sphinx moth showed up about 3 weeks later than normal. And so, but she's laid eggs now. And so you should be diligent. You should go out and check at least once a week or a couple times a week, looking for foliage that's disappearing out in your vegetable garden. And if you see that, super easy to get rid of them. They make a spray called spinosad spray, caterpillar killer. It's got BT in it. You gardeners know what that is, organic caterpillar killer, but you spray BT on the foliage. That caterpillar will come out, digest some foliage, take the BT in, and get sick and stop eating. And they finally starve to death. But just kind of be careful. I'm telling you, within 2 weeks, I know the garden center is going to be overwhelmed with people coming in with tomato problems. And already my friends in Chino Valley are sending in pictures out in Chino, Dewey, that little bit warmer, probably Dewey, Humboldt. I'm sure the Verde Valley, you all are seeing this already. Over here, this side of the mountain, we're seeing a little bit delayed. Just be diligent. Don't let a caterpillar eat your plants. Take them out. So kind of watch after that one. The other one are snails and slugs are everywhere. Snail and slugs are underneath my yarrows. They're out in my ground covers. They're the easiest thing in the world to deal with. It's a snail and slug bait. I'm going to put this caution to you. Don't use just any snail and slug bait. Some of these things are very dangerous. They're especially if you have dogs and birds. You want to use an organic snail and slug bait. It's pelletized, and we've infused it with either iron or spinosad. It's the same thing we kill the caterpillars with in BT, only we put it in a pellet form that they're attracted to. They come out and eat it at night, and then all you see are empty shells or slimy carcasses. So snail and slug bait, watch what you're using out in the yard, because some of them are very poisonous and they're very effective, but they're poisonous. But why not use an organic when you can? That's equally as effective. You don't have to worry about the birds and your dogs and your cats as much. So we sell one here at the garden center, only one, organic one, because it works and it's safer. So it's called snail and slug bait with spinosad. That's it. Okay, that's it for this show. I'm glad you all tuned in. Throughout the week, Lisa and I camp out here at Waters Garden Center. We love talking to fans of the show. Hi, Ken at Waters with our Monster Monsoon Sale, our only sale of the year.
Truckloads of fresh autumn maple, aspen, and spruce have just arrived, and we need room, so summer plants must go.
Perennials, trees, shrubs, even pottery must go, and it's worth your while with plant sales at 25, 45, even 65% off.
It's Water's only sale of the year at Water's Garden Center, 1815 Iron Springs Road in Prescott.
Where people who love great plants at sale prices, they love to shop.
If you want a more fruitful garden, increased success in landscape that just feels better, then tune in daily to the Top 10 Garden Podcast. Years of tips, tricks, and garden shortcuts are guaranteed to make your gardens nicer than ever. Listen to this podcast or read Ken's weekly garden column by visiting watersgardencenter.com. That's Waters with 2 T's, gardencenter.com. Thanks for tuning in.